Last Winter's Snowman, a snowy story from the Gaspe Coast, continues with Chapter 7, The Snowman Story Part 2. And if you go back, you'll find the beginning of the story following the link that I'll provide for this. And as you know, the little snowman, he was afraid of spring coming, and he was afraid to melt. Let's continue with the story. The more he thought about it, the more he knew that he did not want to end up that way. He wanted to stay just as he was. So he decided he would find a way to hide from the sun and stay out of the puddles. Lucky for him that he had been built under a big fir tree with branches wide enough to keep the sun from finding him too soon. One very cold night, when the world was asleep, he looked across the open fields on the other side of the old wooden fence. It was a full moon, and he could easily see the forest in the distance. The gate was open, and ever so slowly he began to move his body across what was left of the frozen packed snow. He heard the birds whisper about a tree, with an opening so wide that people were able to walk inside of it. Many of the forest animals told him that they had hid in it to shelter themselves from the heavy snowfalls and bitter winter winds. The snowman pushed his heavy round body slowly from one side to another to move across the moonlit fields, but he did not see any tree big enough for him to fit inside. Being able to move only a few inches at a time, he soon grew tired, but he knew that he had to keep going and find the hollow tree before the sun came up, because he would surely melt in the open fields without any protection from its warmth. After traveling a great distance, he met a snowy owl who flew down beside him and asked him what he was doing. The snowman told her his story, and with a hooting call, the beautiful night bird guided him into the forest. Soon the snowman could see the first glimmer of sunrise. Even though it was still very early in the morning, he could feel that the air was getting warmer. He knew that he had to hurry, but he was exhausted. He forced himself to think of water puddles and continued to follow the wise white owl as she patiently circled above him, taking him deeper and deeper into the woods. This snowy story from the Gaspe Coast will continue with Chapter 7, Part 3 of the Snowman story. And in that chapter, you'll get to find out a little bit more about why a snowman ended up living in a tree during the winter where there wasn't any snow. He'll continue the story the next time.